Hi, my name is Ansley Brown. I am doing this for my Intro to Psychology class. So the question that was asked for us to do a recording on was reflecting on the activities. How would you measure gender? What is right and what is fair? I personally, only because I am very traditional in my culture. I grew up with a very traditional family in the Navajo culture. And this is just my belief, I don't force it on anyone, is that I would measure a female just based on those who are givers of life. And I know that's kind of misleading because there is numerous women out there that aren't able to conceive children, and that could be either medically or what have you. It's just they're not able to have it, so it is misleading in a way. However, in our traditional stories, the women they give life, and it's just not by bearing children. We do have a deity. Her name is Changing Woman. She's basically the Virgin Mary in our creation stories, and she actually created us from her flesh. She took pieces of her flesh off, and because of that, created our four basic clan system with our people. So basically, our flesh is her flesh. She then proceeded to go on and create the womanhood ceremony, which teaches little girls, once they pass through puberty, the struggles of being a woman. Even to this day, I believe that ceremony is a lot harder than how it is to be a woman today. It's just a lot of strenuous activities. I believe it's basically just to teach you how to go through labor and the struggles of having children. It is taught to try not to have any medications when you're going through labor. And it's just that I'm not counting out the men that are out there that identify as women either, because there are sacred stories that do talk about these individuals, and these stories are very old. So the idea of transgender individuals is not a new idea. It's been around for a while, and in some aspects they are viewed as medicine people. So I believe there's a fairness in either way. It's just not talked about very often. In either culture, it's not talked about or shared. So in a way, it's not very fair on their part. In my aspect, I just believe that it's whatever you choose to be as an individual, because at the end of the day, it's your mind and it's your body. The individuals that do feel like they have a right to say something or dictate your life, they're not the ones that are paying your bills or feeding you, or they're not the ones laying by you at the end of the day, so they really don't have a say so. And it's just the mental health behind it, that you are what you are and no one can change it, and do what you want to make you happy, because if that's what makes you happy, then mentally speaking, that's how you should live your life. However, from a medical standpoint, I do believe that when individuals do come in, just because they identify as an individual, they were born men and they identify as a lady, I still think that they should identify themselves as whatever they were biologically born as. Because if you're speaking from taking hormones, or just basically as an example, is if you're taking hormones to change yourself, transition into it, and even if you transition, you're still going to have to take hormones to regulate yourself, to keep your testosterone down and your estrogen levels up. And even if you do have your reproductive systems removed to lower your testosterone levels, your body's still not biologically made to create estrogen, so you still have to take supplements in order to have your body create that on its own. So from a medical standpoint, if you come in and you're having pain, or you maybe have a growth, then it would just be a lot better if you were just to be up and honest and say, I was born a man but I identify as a female. Then it would just save a lot of problems, and we could look at maybe maybe there's a possibility of cancer and your body didn't take to the hormone replacement very well. So then that way we already know what to look for, how to look for it. And then on top of that, maybe be a little bit more sensitive to you. Because your body has its own homeostasis system, and if you make that out of balance, whether or not that's not who you want to be, your body still was born one way, and to help it, we need to understand what you were born as to help you, to make you better. Because there's all sorts of illnesses that you could create for yourself just trying to transition to something that you weren't born as. So that would just be my belief in an individual. Like I said, it's not really anybody's point of view that should matter, because it's your own. Because at the end of the day, they're not there with you. It's yourself. But medically speaking, you still have to be honest and say what you are in order to, stay healthy no matter what.